The safe work permit is always required while working on site, regardless of the type of work being done. The purpose of the safe work permit is to ensure that the job is properly prepared and it communicates the work being done so that the work can be performed safely. In general, a separate safe work permit should be issued for each job to be performed. There are 11 sections of the safe work permit which begin with the header. In the header, all general work descriptions and identifiers will be included, such as date, equipment needed, and location. It will also be indicated in the header if any other permits are required to go with the safe work permit for the specific work being done to be completed safely. You may be required to get a hot work, confined space, mobile crane, or personal lifting permit to accompany your safe work permit. Following the header is the HAZCOM section. In this section, the chemical and physical hazards that remain in the area will be discussed. After those hazards are identified, the personal protective equipment, or PPE, that is required for the job will be identified. All work requiring a safe work permit will automatically require that safety glasses with side shields, a hard hat, steel-toe shoes, and flame-retardant clothing are worn. Anything beyond those pieces of equipment will be specified in the PPE section. Once the PPE is specified, depending on the nature of the job, atmospheric checks may be performed. Depending on the duration of the job, the atmospheric check may have to be done multiple times. In the area prep section, it will be addressed whether the area has been cleaned of any hazardous materials, ensure that the floors have been cleaned. The area will be inspected for other work that could affect the job, ensure that ventilation, working, and footing surface is adequate, determine whether there is a heat stress possibility, and ensure that the area is barricaded or restricted and that shielding has been installed. Once the area is prepared, there is a very strict lockout-tagout procedure to prevent energy from accidentally being released while a machine or equipment is being serviced to prevent injury. This procedure will be discussed further in a separate chapter. However, if a lockout is required, it will be indicated in the lockout section of the permit. Following the lockout section, the chemical, physical, and electrical hazards are reviewed and whether or not anything needs to be further taken care of. The type of fall protection required for the work being done is then reviewed. Once the need for fall protection is evaluated, lockout, tagout, or ladder requirements are discussed and whether a group or personal lock is used, if the contractor has logged in, and if the contractor's lock is used. Once all of these sections have been completed, it is required to get approvals for the work from the operator, first line supervisor, maintenance supervisor, person doing the work, and safety representative if requested. A safety representative will be requested if the job includes breaking into a line, vessel, or other equipment and it cannot be proven that the equipment has been completely depressurized and free of flammable, hot, or toxic material. Upon job completion, the person doing the work will remove their locks from the lockbox and clean up by restoring the area to its original state. Once completed, the person doing the work, operator, and the first level supervisor will sign off on the safe work permit in the job completion and housekeeping restored section, and the process is complete. It is always the responsibility of the person doing the work to make sure that they inspect the job with operating personnel to assure that the equipment has been restored to its normal operating condition. It is the responsibility of the contractor to understand the hazards associated with performing the work and doing so in a safe manner.